Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm here to talk about the respiratory system and detoxifying the respiratory system. I think the respiratory system doesn't get enough said about it. Usually people, when they talk about detoxification, they always talk about the liver or the kidneys or the colon, but the respiratory system is in charge of a major portion of detoxification in the body. According to a medical doctor, the average American only uses about 1/6 of the percentage of their total lung capacity in breathing. When you think about it, that's not very much. And just think of all the excess toxins that we're holding inside our body because we're not breathing deeply, we're not letting those out. We're not bringing enough oxygen into our body either, so then our blood becomes deficient and we can then later see patterns of disharmony in the liver and the kidneys because we're not bringing enough oxygen into the blood. So most people take 13 to 20 breaths per minute. But we should try to take 8 or fewer, because that slower pace relaxes the pace of your respiration and also puts your body into a more relaxed state, which increases your digestion, increases your body's healing processes, and helps with stress. Breathing deeply means fully expanding and contracting your belly as you inhale and exhale. This allows over 10 times the normal amount of air to enter into your lungs. So as you can see here in this picture, we can see a person inhaling, so that's bringing air in through their nose. Then the chest expands, the diaphragm is going to contract, so it's going to push down on the stomach and allow more capacity for the lungs. And then the belly is going to expand. And then in the exhale, the belly contracts, so it pushes the diaphragm up. The diaphragm pushes the lungs and relaxes the chest and forces the air out through the nose. Most people are really shallow breathers, so the diaphragm may only come down to here versus all the way down like it should. Another important function of the respiratory system is in detoxifying the lymphatic system. So a lot of you have heard of lymphatic congestion and toxins building up in the lymph tissue. And people are always worried because, well, the lymph fluid doesn't move unless, you exercise, right? Well, part of that's true and part of that's not. The reason the lungs are so important in the lymphatic system is because they work like the heart does to the blood. So like the heart pumps the blood, the lungs also pump the lymph. So people think it's just exercise and skeletal movement, but it's really a lot of it, the movement of the lymph is in the breathing. The diaphragm literally will massage many of the lymph nodes, and the movement of the breath itself massages the lymph nodes and moves it gently and detoxifies those as it should. But if we're not breathing properly, and we're not moving, then the lymph can't move, and then we get congestion, and we see all kinds of issues with that. So this brings us to our next page here. What are the benefits of breathing, and why is it so important to take deep breaths? So breathing improves cellular regeneration. So the healing of the cells, because mainly it puts us in the parasympathetic mode. Breathing boosts energy levels and improves stamina. Breathing elevates moods. Proper breathing assists in weight control because it brings in more of the element of oxygen, which is known as the burning element. It literally burns up fat. Proper breathing makes the heart stronger. Breathing strengthens the lungs. Breathing improves the nervous system. Breathing also improves the quality of the blood. Breathing improves posture. Breathing strengthens the immune system. Breathing increases the muscle. Breathing massages your organs. Breathing relieves pain. Breathing releases tension, and breathing detoxifies and releases toxins. So as you can see, breathing is pretty important. Here's a little picture that kind of shows the different postures someone may have based on the type of breathing that they do. So this is a full breath. A full deep breath. See how the posture is just how it should be aligned? So we have a balanced lower portion. We have balance in the chest region. We get positive thoughts, balanced energy through the body when we breathe fully. Deep belly breathing. So when we just have belly breathing, so that's kind of where our posture, you get kind of a sway back because the belly is heavier, and so it puts us into that posture. The type of breathing that you might see in this sort of person will contribute to kind of an anger, frustration sort of energy. The person may have invasive boundary issues, passive-aggressive tendencies, and they may also have like a swollen beer belly look. Then we have this posture, which is kind of like a rigid, stick-like posture, okay? And this is someone who's got a lot of sighing. This is the shallow breather, the high chest breather. So they just they don't take any deep breaths, okay? So these people are stuck in a stressed sympathetic dominant state. Their legs will probably be locked, they're ungrounded, they're spacey, they're not focused at all, they're not breathing correctly, they are hyper vigilant, they can't relax, they can't sleep. This is a good example of someone who is a shallow breather, and they're not bringing that breath all the way down. They're not bringing it all the way down. They're not bringing the energy and the essence of life down to the kidneys. They're just keeping it all, and it's stagnating up in the central portion in their head region. Okay? They need to bring the energy down to the pelvic region by breathing deeply. Then we have the collapsed posture. And this results in someone with heavy sighing, yawning, negative thoughts, depression, powerlessness, and the organs suffer because everything's kind of compressed. And the breath is very collapsed. And they're generally more melancholy. But they're also ungrounded as well. So we want to really seek for that balanced breath. We want to seek for the full breath, the diaphragmatic breath, so that we can avoid these bad postures that contribute to disruption in the organs and the whole body systems.
Your lungs expand to bring in life's essential gas, oxygen, from the air. Expanded lungs naturally contract to expel the body's waste gas, carbon dioxide. Your lungs usually expand and contract in two main ways. One, conscious downward and upward movement of a thin muscle called the diaphragm, which separates the chest from the belly. The other way is by raising or lowering the ribs to increase or decrease the volume of the chest cavity. We breathe in or inhale when the diaphragm contracts. This pulls the lower part of the lungs downward. When we breathe out or exhale, the diaphragm and lungs relax and return to their resting positions. Quiet, deep belly breathing is a more consciously controlled breathing that, with practice, can become the standard way you breathe. Deep belly breathing aids the diaphragm muscle movement by expanding and contracting the abdomen, the area below the diaphragm. This allows the belly muscles to push stomach and diaphragm up, which forces out more carbon dioxide waste.
So I'd like to take a minute to go over a couple different breathing exercises to help strengthen your lungs and your diaphragm. The first one is the single nostril breath. So typically you'll breathe in through one nostril and then out through the other nostril, and in through that same nostril and then out through the opposite nostril. Now depending on which nostril you're breathing in and out through, it has a cooling or warming effect on your body. So if you breathe in through your left and out through your right, it has a cooling effect on the body. But if you do the opposite and you breathe in through your right and out through your left, it has a heating effect on the body. The lion's breath is good at relieving tension in the chest and face. It strengthens the voice, reduces headaches, boosts self-confidence, relieves stress, fatigue, and negativity. It is a cooling breath. And I'll show a video after this slide on how to do each of these breaths. The next breath is the cleaning breath. This one lowers heart rate, reduces stress and anxiety, purifies energy channels, synchronizes left and right hemispheres of the brain. And then there's the conqueror breath that quiets the brain, slows and smooths the flow of the breath. And then there's the breath retention, which quiets the brain and draws awareness inward, extracts maximum energy from inhalation.
Diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. The diaphragm is the most efficient muscle of breathing. It is a large, dome-shaped muscle located at the base of the lungs. Your abdominal muscles help move the diaphragm and give you more power to empty your lungs. 1. When you're first learning how to belly breathe, you might find it easier to follow these instructions while lying down or sitting in a comfortable chair, maintaining good posture. Your body should be as relaxed as possible. You can use a pillow under your knees to support your legs. Close your eyes for even better awareness. Scan your body for tension. 2. Pay attention to your breathing. Place one hand on the part of your chest or abdomen that seems to rise and fall the most with each breath. If this spot is in your chest, you are not utilizing the lower part of your lungs. 3. Place both hands on your abdomen and follow your breathing, noticing how your abdomen rises and falls. 4. Breathe through your nose as deep as you can. 5. Notice if your chest is moving in harmony with your abdomen. 6. Now place one hand on your abdomen and one on your chest. 7. Inhale deeply and slowly through your nose into your abdomen. You should feel your abdomen rise with this inhalation and your chest should move only a little. 8. Exhale through your mouth, keeping your mouth, tongue and jaw relaxed. 9. Relax as you focus for more deeper and longer controlled breaths. You might also want to try putting a book, leaflet or even a newspaper on your belly. That way you can watch it rise and fall while you practice, letting you know that you're breathing deeply with your diaphragm instead of shallowly with your chest. Pay attention to the flow of your breath. Strive to make it smooth and gentle. Try to find a steady rhythm in your breathing. At first, practice this exercise 5 to 10 minutes about 3 to 4 times per day. Gradually increase the amount of time you spend doing this exercise, and perhaps even increase the effort of the exercise by placing a book on your abdomen. As you become more comfortable with belly breathing, try doing it sitting up, and it can even be done while standing. Although breathing sounds like it should be easy to do, diaphragmatic breathing takes practice.
Start to focus on your breath. In through your nose, deep breath, and out through your nose. All of yogic breathing is breathing in and out of your nose, unless otherwise directed. Slowing down your breath. Inhale. You control the breath now, focusing on it. Filling up your lungs, the deepest part of your lungs. And exhale. Slowing down. Completely emptying your lungs fully. Inhale. Play a game with yourself. Try to get the inhales and the exhales a little bit longer with each breath. And exhale. Now we're going to inhale and we're going to add the retention. Filling up your lungs as much as possible. Slow and steady, deep breath, filling up your lungs, and hold your breath at the top. And then release, exhale through your nose, emptying your lungs completely at the very bottom. Very slow and steady and deliberate. Once you get your breath completely out of your lungs, hold. Half the amount of time that you hold your breath in. And then return, inhale, filling up your lungs. as deep as you can. Maybe try to go a little deeper this time than the last time. Slow and steady, and then hold once your lungs are completely full, lifting up. You can engage your bandhas here, but for this video, we're just going to go into the actual breathing practice. And then exhale, release out of your nose. Once you get everything out, completely release, hold. And then come back to your normal breathing.
Take your right hand in front of you. If you're left-handed, you can do this with the left hand, and on the blog I'll talk about how to adjust for the left hand. But for now, we're going to use the right hand. I'm going to take my index finger and my middle finger, heyo, and drop it down towards my palm. So for some, this might be kind of like already a little yoga for the brain. So just give it a try. You can even take your other hand and bring the fingers down, just kind of guiding it there. And in time, this will become easier with practice, right? It's all about practice. If you're finding that this is just too distracting and just you're like not able to do this in the hand today, then it's okay to go hang loose. Bring all 3 middle fingers down and just use the thumb and pinky. This is a nice little beginner's tip, but like I said, with practice, this will become easier. So the index finger and the middle finger are coming down. And for this practice, pranayama practice, I'm going to use my thumb and my ring finger. And the pinky is just kind of like there for style mudra points. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to take my right thumb to my right nostril, kind of sealing the deal here. Sealing it up. Sealing it up. Okay. And I'm going to inhale in through the left nostril. Inhaling in through the left nostril. Here we go. After the inhale, I pause and I take my ring finger and seal the left nostril. Exhaling out through the right. Inhaling in through the right. I seal the right nostril with my thumb and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Sealing with left nostril, with left finger, sorry, and exhaling through right nostril. Inhale in through right nostril. Pause, sealing with the thumb, and exhale through left nostril. I'm going to inhale in, same thing, this time on that exhale, which is a strong ha sound, as if you were fogging up a window, and creating a little fog there. This time I'm going to lengthen the tip of the tongue down towards the earth, keep lengthening through the crown of the head, and as I send my tongue out and down, I'm going to send my gaze up towards my third eye, if you will. So there's many ways to practice this pose. This is how we're going to learn it today, and we can kind of shift into different variations as we grow the breath practice. So I inhale in and exhale, practice, tongue out, gaze up. Okay, so we're going to keep going with this. Couple of notes. Careful not to create any unnecessary tension in the neck and the shoulders. That's why we practice by drawing the shoulders down away from the ears and broadening through the upper back body and the chest. Tongue, again, points down as you exhale. Gaze goes all the way up towards the third eye. So this drishti, or this focus, can also just be sent up towards the sky. But in traditional practice, and we can talk more about this drishti, this and its relation to the bandhas or the locks on another day. But for now, this quick foundations in pranayama. Play with sending the gaze up towards the third eye here, or just up towards the ceiling. All right, so we're going to practice 5 lion's breaths in a row and just see what happens here. Ready? Here we go. We inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, lion's breath, tongue out. Close the eyes, soften through the eyelids, inhale. Exhale, spread the palms, lion's breath, tongue out. Inhale, close the eyes. And exhale, lion's breath, looking up. And 2 more, here we go. Last one.